Hi guys, welcome to another review. This time I'm going to review the Hangover 3. It's directed by Todd Phillips, and I'm a fan of the part 1. I think Hangover 1 was very successful. It basically launched the career of Zach Galifianakis, who became big after that movie, but he's stuck in the role of the being crazy short guy, crazy white short guy, but yeah, there's a killer. Become successful because of that. And then he's also the Hangover One also launched the career of Bradley Cooper. No matter what people say, he's other movies, whatever he starred in other movies, but Hangover One launched Bradley Cooper. It put Bradley Cooper in inside people's head. People know him because of Hangover. Ed Helms, unfortunately, didn't break it. Ed Helms was a third party, and there was another guy who was in that movie, but some make it, some didn't. So they made it. Part one was successful. Part two was done in Bangkok, which I kind of like. It's not not as good as part one, and then they top it with part three. I'm not gonna say it's the end of the trilogy. They could be part four. You don't know all this kind of thing, and I don't believe in this trilogy bullshit kind of thing. Why do you have to make a movie a trilogy? Anyway, that's an argument for another time. Um, to appreciate Todd Phillips' movie, and you're guessing why I'm not jumping straight into the review, because you have to. I think Todd Phillips' movies, you have to put it in context of the director. Todd Phillips directed Old School before becoming big with his Hangover series, and he's a quirky director. For those who doesn't know, he direct mostly comedies, but his films have a dark tone. He's not really all out funny. Uh, almost all of his films have something of a darker tone. Um, if you look at even in the Hangover series, if you really look at it, the things that happen to these guys are really scary. And then, but because of the great actors they carry it, they made it so funny, and you tend to forget about their situation so much, and you just focus on the comedy and stuff. So part three is really dark. It's funny. It's the closing. I think that they try to tell the story as the closing of this Wolfpack group. Um, the closing chapter of this group guys who in part one and part two is always the story is basically they get drunk and then something happened and then during the night and then they woke up and something happened. They have to trace back whatever happened. I know. Uh, Part two they repeat the same process of originally done in part one, but part three nobody got hangover. That's the most obvious part when you see the movie. Nobody got hangover. Nobody got lost. It's just a simple story of getting Chow, who who is prominent in part one and part two, and he's more prominent in part three. This Korean actor, Korean American actor, who's supposed before he did this, he was a doctor. Can believe that. More prominent. They wanted to get him back to the states to face this big shot mafia, played by John Goodman, I think. Um, Overall, I don't think there's not much to complain about The Hangover. It's just a so-so movie. I'm not saying it's a bad movie. It's not really pushing the envelope. It's not really that crazy funny anymore. And I think the actors uh, are not having a good time playing in this movie. I don't think that you can see there is a riff. I don't know. There's a vibe that all the three actors are not getting along anymore, and I can guess why. Because after part one, everybody, even like two of them had great success. A couple of them that it doesn't, their career really didn't took off. So I think when you put them part one, part two, part three, and some of the careers that are not making big, and you can see there's some sort of like the chemistry is thinning out. Bradley Cooper looks like he doesn't want to be in this movie. Seriously, he doesn't look it. Um, Even Zach Galifianakis in this movie, kind of like they give him a lot of screen time, but he's kind of like tired of it. Ed Helms, who plays Stu, really looks like he's the career. He didn't made it big after the Hangover Part One and Part Two, and he's really tired in this movie. The only guy who's really enthusiastic is Chow. I don't know the guy who plays. He's the actor Kim Jong. I think Kim Jong. He's really enthusiastic. I think he's getting a lot of prominence because of this. He got he played a character in Transformers because of this Transformers 3, and now and I think I think he's getting a role in Transformers 4. So it's really like if you've been listening to this review, you can sense it's more business like in Hollywood rather than an actual movie. So even when they released the app for Hangover 3, believe it or not, there is an app for Hangover 3. It's focused on Chow, the Kim Jong app. So what can I say? I don't think it's the fault of the director. I don't think it's the fault of anybody. It's just the chemistry runs its course because you know what insecurities, jealousies, or whatnot. It comes out on the screen, and because of that, I think that's as a result. There were two scenes I think came up as a result, and then I don't know because Todd Phillips, I said, is a dark director. He's a dark director means his movie is a bit dark, but I never expected to see executions in his movies. You know, when people getting shot and killed and died in his movies, and in this, there were two scenes where people got killed. People who the dog. There's a black guy who sold the drugs to the in the first Hangover. He got shot, and even in the end, uh, I'm gonna spoil anyway. John Goodman got shot, and it was I never expected it. That really took me aback, and it was like, wow, that really went dark. And then I mean, they don't have to do the violent stuff, but they did. They threw in anyway, which I think hurt the movie a bit lah, because really out of sync with the mood. If they're trying to make it a comedy, and then they just killed people on screen, it was really didn't jive lah. So, but like I said earlier, before I started the whole review, I said, put it in context. This is a Todd Phillips movie, and you expect it to be dark. But I didn't expect it to executions in his movies. I'm laughing because the result of the whole, the what I'm talking about, these diva moments with the actors, and then I think what happened was Todd Phillips really got tired of the whatever going on behind the scene, and decided just like to put in this really devastating scenes of people getting killed, which I think is just like, what the fuck for it, just put it in. And then I think it's on purpose he put focus on Chow. I think because, and I believe so, and I believe Chow, this Kim Jong character, is just getting a lot more focus by the end of the movie. He got more screen time than the I think the rest of the heroes. I mean the three guys, the Hangover guys, the Wolf Pack. So Kim Jong got a lot more exposure than those three. So I mean, I guess a lot of it comes out like that. It comes out like a bit of frustrated director finishing his movie, and it comes out like that. It comes out as tired, exhausted, really not interested. No, I mean no more passion. I mean it runs its course. The chemistry runs its course. It's about a couple. Like it's like you're looking at a couple about to get a divorce. That's how Hangover 3 feels like. The only benefit is the Chow character. Chow's gonna get a lot of birthday presents. Like if, like if you have a kid and the parents are divorced, the kid will be battled over by the parents with gifts. That's how I think Chow character getting the attention from Todd, because seriously it was that the tone was dark. It was tiring. I mean, you can see the actors are not into it anymore, which is an unfortunate for me lah. I mean, it's basically they at the end they give it thought. Just focus everything in the editing room, post production, hype up more Chow face, more Chow focus on Chow, more camera time instead of focusing on the three actors, because I think, and I don't blame them. Zach is already big, and Bradley Cooper is now focusing on serious films. He doesn't need any more Hangover. I think he's just contractually bound to this movie. And Ed Helms is just he's just not here. He's just not there on the screen. I mean, that's how you feel when you watch this. You feel like, oh, this is like a couple getting divorced. There's no passion anymore. Unfortunate ending to the Hangover series. Uh, yeah, and then add that two shocking scenes of people being killed and executed on screen, made this movie what it is. Just an ending to Hangover. You accept it as an ending, like you accept some people are getting divorced. Yeah, that's my short review. Make of this what you will, because it's really unfortunate that it ended that way. But somehow it's a proper ending to the trilogy. So that's my review of Hangover 3. Thank you guys for watching.